Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest that after 5 days of reruns, the week of September 8th, 12 will be explosive, as Chelsea Hamilton will be rescued from her hostage situation. With that said, it looks like the damage could be done where her mental health is concerned. Just a kidnapping could trigger anyone's trauma, but Allison did play a ton of mind games on the social media influencer and purse designer during the entire ordeal. The BTG preview video opens with a voiceover that says, "She survived a nightmare," as a scene of Allison attacking Chelsea with a knife from last week is shown. As the promo progresses, Chelsea is shown safe and sound, getting a hug from Anita Dupree, as the grandmother exclaims, very emotionally, "Oh, thank God, our prayers are answered." As the Beyond the Gates promo goes on, the voiceover is heard continuing with, "But can she survive what's next?" As the scenes shift, Allison is shown sitting down in a chair at the police station, with that odd, wide-eyed look she gives as Jacob Hawthorne is next to her, and Dr. Madison Montgomery and Chelsea face her stalker. Madison asks Chelsea, "Baby, are you all right?" Chelsea looks utterly terrified as she stares down at Allison. Will Chelsea be okay? She may need to talk to someone, so it's a good thing her Aunt Nicole Richardson is a therapist. As the BTG preview video comes to a close, Vernon Dupree is shown at his mansion, with Catherine "Kat" Richardson by his side. The Dupree patriarch exclaims, "What have we done?" Both Kat and Vernon look shocked. So what kind of error in judgment have they made? Beyond the Gates spoilers? Note that this may have to do with Chelsea, and it sounds like the Dupree family won't exactly follow police protocol when rescuing her. So could Allison walk away from this mess without facing any legal repercussions? If you're sitting on the edge of your seat because of the way Beyond the Gates set up a huge cliffhanger and then took a week off, we feel you. As Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers once sang, "The waiting is the hardest part," but we've got the scoop on exactly what's going to happen next, including how Chelsea's nightmare ends. But be warned, stop reading now if you don't want to know how Chelsea and Allison's twisted tale ends. Rest assured, Chelsea will not be done in by her bride kidnapper. Although Allison declared, in true stalker fashion, "If I can't have you, nobody will," it looks as if the loon's attempt to cut up her hostage with that frosting-tipped knife will be for naught. The original promo teasing the week of September 8th, which is when the show returns after a week of reruns, barely teased the Allison-Chelsea showdown. Instead, it focused on things like Nicole giving Ted a hand and Leslie breaking down in tears. But a new promo which aired Monday reveals exactly how things turn out for Allison, who is seen in police custody. But as the ominous voiceover suggests that what comes next will be even crazier, Dupree family patriarch asks himself, "Dear God, what have we done?" While we'll have to wait until next week to see how things play out, we can at least take comfort in the promo scene, showing a joyous Anita embracing the grandchild she feared might be lost forever. Beyond the Gates, spoilers suggest that best friends and cousins Chelsea Hamilton and Catherine "Kat" Richardson were on the cusp of launching their own purse brand called Chelseakat. That is, before Chelsea was kidnapped by her ex-girlfriend/stalker, Allison. With that said, it won't be long before Chelsea's rescued, and Chelseakat can replan their launch event to celebrate their purse brand. Interestingly enough, the CBS soap has launched a real-life Chelseakat's purse, where fans can snag a signature clutch of their very own. Beyond the Gate posted a video on their Instagram featuring Ronnie Rose Mantilla and Colby Muhammad, talking about how viewers can buy a Chelseakat purse. The video starts with Ronnie Rose asking Colby if she's ready, and Muhammad notes, "I was born ready, cousin." Mantilla gives fans 3 reasons they want a Chelseakat purse of their own, stating it's because they are hot, hot, hot. The two ladies then go into details about the features of the product. There are two-tone designs to choose from with luxe gold hardware, that and a Chelseakat emblem with the company name on it, noting Est 2025. The caption on the IG post reads, "Run, don't walk to get your very own Chelseakat bag. Available September 29th. Link in bio. #Beyond the Gates, #fashion, #handbag, #TV show, #soap opera." The video appears on the Beyond the Gates IG handle and tagged Mantila, Muhammad, as well as F and W Style. In fact, Alexandria, the founder of luxury handbag brand, posted a video on her IG providing additional information on the handbags that are being dubbed the Chelseakat Dream Bag. They are made from soft, vegan leather, have a denim look/hot pink interior, and gold accents. Each bag sells for $139 and will be available for fans to purchase as of Monday, September 29th on F&W's website at the following link: www.wustyle.com/collections/Chelseakat. Beyond the Gates fans are going to have to wait a week to find out what happens next in Fairmont Crest. According to the CBS daytime schedule, BTG is going off the air and will only be airing reruns for the next 5 days. Keep reading to find out what's happening with the soap's time slots this week. Warning, possible spoilers below. Several soaps are airing reruns on Monday, September 1st, seeing as how it's Labor Day. Beyond the Gates will not return on the 2nd, like its sister soaps though. Instead, the NOOACP series is not scheduled to come back with new episodes until Monday, September 8th, 2025. Despite rumors floating around the internet and on other soap spoiler sites, Beyond the Gates isn't going anywhere anytime soon. However, since it is such a new soap, they don't have a backlog of new episodes like some of the other daytime dramas. Plus, the first season was filmed so far in advance, they are having a tough time making sure the holiday episodes air on the correct dates. According to a report from Parade magazine, this will not be the first time the daytime drama has taken a week off since its premiere earlier this year. As Parade previously reported back on June 30th, July 4th, the soap re-aired its premiere week in order to give fans the opportunity to re-experience the historic episodes. Beyond the Gates spoilers reveal that the soap will pick up where we left off on September 8th with an all-new episode, and fans will finally learn Chelsea Hamilton's fate. Are you a fan of BTG? Are you upset the soap is going off the air for a week? Share your thoughts down below and keep checking back here on Celebrating the Soaps for daily Beyond the Gates news and updates. From the very first episode of Beyond the Gates, Dani Dupree proved to be a woman of her passions, volatile, unfiltered, and scathing. While the character could have continued to be written that way, the new soap promptly began fleshing Dani out, showing that there's a wellspring of vulnerability under all that sass. Daughter Chelsea's kidnapping brought out every single true color Dani likes to keep hidden, and that's why portrayer Carla Mosley is Soap Central's Performer of the Week. Dani was ready to party as the seconds ticked away toward Chelsea's big purse launch with Kat. But when the first half of Chelseakat turned out to be a no-show, Dani's enthusiasm drained out of her more the longer Chelsea was silent. Miss Dupree showed confusion and the beginnings of overwhelm as she realized that finding Chelsea's apparent kidnapper would indeed be like searching for the proverbial needle in a haystack, with no less than 2 million fans following her influencer daughter. But the almost certainty of Allison being the abductor didn't make Dani feel any better. And though she tried to show a brave face to Madison, Chelsea's worried girlfriend, Dani's mask came off as soon as Madison was out of the room. So dumbstruck by her daughter's disappearance was Dani that she didn't even notice that ex-husband/current obsession Bill was holding her hand tightly during the live stream in which the parents pleaded for their girl's return. She was desperate and determined as she implored Bill to do what you do in terms of tasking the fixer with finding their daughter, though Dani turned right around and collapsed in the man's arms, again too mired in her grief to even consider that the tragedy might be bringing them closer. Dani looked like death warmed over the next morning, refusing to eat or sleep until Chelsea was home safe. Again, she tried to keep it together, but in the comparative safety of Andre's presence, Mosley ramped up Dani's increasing loss of control, stopping just short of letting the mom lose herself in her spiral. Dani caught herself and grabbed onto an invisible life raft, acknowledging the need to stay calm. Her resolve was only momentary, however, and she allowed herself to give over to guttural, ugly crying, unashamed in her anguish. With only so much fight left in her, Dani shared her family's outrage when they received the ill-timed news that Bill was representing pariah Ted in his divorce from Nicole. While ordinarily such a revelation would have inspired a barrage of put-downs and grievances from the ex-Mrs. Hamilton, she tiredly yet firmly let Bill know that he owed it to Nicole to get to work, preventing Leslie from taking up residence across the street from her parents. Mosley replaced Dani's usual fire with a barely flickering light, yet underneath Dani's exhaustion, her loyalty to her sister still shone through. We rarely get the full range of Dani's emotions in 1 week, but Mosley deftly navigated from one to the other, reminding us that Dani Dupree is not just a wisecracking ex-wife with an axe to grind, but quite the vulnerable lady with as many soft spots as she has designer shoes. Congratulations to Carla Mosley for another 5 episodes of Boffo performances. With Beyond the Gates in reruns this week, it's a good time to take a step back and mentally catch up on everything we've seen in Fairmont Crest and beyond. As we take in new story development from 24 regular characters and just as many recurring characters, questions that come up in our minds can end up on the proverbial back burner. So how about we bring some of them to the forefront while we're on a break and give them the oxygen they deserve? Let's start this series of hiatus articles with a missing answer. Many of us are dying to get our soapy hands on. How does Randy know Haley? They were soap characters who seemingly traveled in different circles. Randy Parker was the guy from the bad neighborhood who positioned himself as the reluctant right-hand man to unscrupulous casino owner Joey Armstrong. Haley Lawson was the orphaned girl who came up as a paralegal at the law offices of Bill Hamilton, ESQ, and ended up marrying into the gated community of Fairmont Crest, despite Bill being married to Dani when they met. So there's no reason that the orbits of Haley and Randy should intersect, right? Right? So we thought. When Haley announced that she was having Bill's baby, there was already enough suspicion that Haley was faking her pregnancy, at least if you listened to Dani. And actually, Ashley, who was scratching her head over the ultrasound Haley bragged about that she didn't have. Haley had already been seen checking on an unknown person by phone, which indicated that she gave a hoot about her caller. But then Haley tripped over a box, and though Haley insisted to Bill that she was fine, he insisted even more that she see a doctor and get a fresh ultrasound, since he wasn't there for the first one. What's a girl to do? If you're Haley, you do another phoner with your enigmatic someone and ask them for help. When we next saw Haley, she found Dani at Uptown and publicly antagonized the hell out of her, and just as publicly doubled over, screaming in pain. Haley went to the ladies' room and emerged bloody, refusing to let the surprisingly worried Dani take her to the hospital. The new Mrs. Hamilton chose a random stranger to be her ride. Except he wasn't so random. He was Randy, who was supposed to be on the run from Joey after botching Kenneth's murder and making off with $10,000 of Armstrong's money. Haley's secret stud introduced himself as Sammy, though Dani had the distinct impression she had seen him before. And we know he was Randy, because Doug ran into him at Orphe Jean's soon after and confirmed it. Haley's run-in with Randy could have been dismissed as a one-off, but they were later seen together right there in Bill's home. So it's clear that Miss Lawson Hamilton and Mr. Parker know each other. But how? When Randy choked about offing Kenneth, Joey threatened to whack Randy's ex-wife and son. Could Haley be Randy's former lady, and could they have a child together? Or perhaps Randy and Haley are brother and sister. Haley has only said she had no parents, but they could have died after she and Randy were born. It could even be that Randy was the child of whoever raised Haley, so they could be siblings in a non-blood way. Other possibilities abound. Maybe Haley and Randy never exchanged vows, but they could have been sweethearts for a time on any number of levels. Perhaps Haley comes from the same disenfranchised area Randy does. If they're friends from those days, could that mean that Haley also knows Randy's BFF, Doug McBride? Did Randy and Haley go to school together? Or is there some other way they know each other that doesn't fit into any of these scenarios? No matter how these two are connected, there's caring there, because Haley was concerned about Randy having gone AWOL when they were on the phone together. What do you think is the missing link between Randy and Haley? Share your theories in the comments below. Bonus question: was Haley ever actually pregnant? She told Naomi she had been, but we only have her word for it, and she was digging herself out from underneath Naomi's questions about her not ultrasound at the time besides. Do you think Haley simply staged the miscarriage she'd already had, with Randy's help? Come back tomorrow as Soap Central explores another unanswered question about Beyond the Gates. Beyond the Gates is currently rerunning episodes from May on CBS, but all episodes are available for streaming on Paramount+. New episodes will resume Monday, September 8th. 2 actresses on Beyond the Gates were called on to play emotionally fraught scenes during August. They both gave impressive performances. Jasmine Burke broke our hearts and then stitched them back up when June reunited with Ron and Cecile, aka Tyrell and Samantha, for the first time in years. She was anxious and scared, but determined to meet with the children she had given up for adoption. Yes, nobody called CPS on her. June had a severe addiction to drugs. She knew she had gotten to the point where she could no longer raise her kids the way they deserved to be raised, so she decided to give them up and made the call. And as a result, Martin and Smitty adopted them. And the husbands gave those 2 kids the stars and the moon. The first meeting was awkward and tentative. However, June told Tyrell and Samantha what had become of her. She told them how she had lost herself and her memory and lived on the streets. She commented on how amazing a job Dad and Pops did raising the kids she gave up. Plus, she dealt with their anger at being swallowed up in the system because of her. Burke's performance had this underlying thread of hope, however. Hope that they could see that she ultimately made the right choice, and hope that they could somehow fit her into their future. In their second meeting, the walls came crumbling down on her hope when Tyrell and Samantha rejected any future with her. But she took it all in stride. June was happy that she achieved a sense of closure, and she used that as inspiration to get her life back on track. It was an uplifting button on a heartbreaking story. Burke did a great job with the entire story arc, especially when June confronted her past and reunited with her kids. We hope we will get to see the next part of June's journey. We felt we had to add Ronnie Rose Mantilla after her character's kidnapping. Chelsea's ex drugged and abducted her. It turned out that Allison became obsessed with the former model, current purse designer, and social media influencer. The second Chelsea woke up in the bedroom of that house, Mantilla showed us what she is made of as an actress. In quick succession, she had to play the fear of facing this unpredictable, unhinged woman she once thought could be her future, and then the horror at finding out that none of it was real. Allison had planned everything out since the beginning, including the way they met, as well as her fake husband, who was really some random escort she hired on an app. Most of all, however, we got to see Chelsea's courage and badassness and how she is her mother's daughter. While chained to a bed, she has done whatever she can to fend off Allison's advances. She has fought back with her words and wasn't beyond getting back physically either. Plus, you have to love a girl who can flip a table expertly. Thanks to Mantilla, we've learned more about Chelsea in this 1 week than in the 6 months prior combined. Canadian Beyond the Gates fans got a shock on Friday, August 29th. After news broke that CHCTH was removing the CBS soap from its lineup after the day's new episode aired. Soap Opera Network reports the broadcaster didn't cite a reason for the change, but reruns of the A-Team would replace BTG in the schedule starting Monday, September 1st. Thankfully, the move doesn't mean the soap's Canadian fans won't be able to continue watching the drama unfold in Fairmont Crest. The CTV Drama Channel has picked up the linear rights to BTG. New episodes of the Dupree's exploits will start airing Monday, September 8th at 2 p.m. ET, which is the day and date with the U.S. audience. As for a streaming option, Crave is where fans can watch new episodes the day after they air, starting September 9th. The delay is likely due to the week of reruns CBS has scheduled for BTG the week of September 1st. While U.S. fans aren't going to be happy about another week of repeats so soon after July's disruption, it does give Canadian viewers the chance to catch up online. Crave will have all previously aired episodes of the soap on September 1st. Don't have Crave? Here are the subscription plans. Currently, BTG is making its way through Chelsea's kidnapping plot, Leslie navigating new money and avoiding falling into a trap set by Bill, and Derek's paralysis, just to name a few storylines. The daytime drama literally started with a bang due to Dani's refusal to accept Bill and Haley's nuptials. If you're in Canada, and you've been sitting on the fence about tuning in, now is certainly the time to do so. New episodes of BTG air weekdays at 2 p.m. ET in the US and Canada starting September 8th. Bad news for Beyond the Gates fans. The popular new CBS soap opera is actually going off the air for a week, and the network will be airing reruns during the BTG time slots. While some soaps are not going to be airing due to Labor Day on Monday, September 1st, they are slated to return with new episodes on Tuesday. Beyond the Gates, on the other hand, is taking an entire week off and will return with new episodes on Monday, September 8th. According to Parade magazine, episode 124, originally believed to air on September 1st, will now premiere on September 8th, as the popular CBS soap opera will air a week of repeats. Beyond the Gates will re-air episodes 45-49, which was the culmination of the Ted and Nicole wedding anniversary, Leslie/Dana reveal. Seeing as how Beyond the Gates is such a new show, the soap opera is going to have to keep taking days off so that they don't run out of new episodes before the end of the year. This is actually the second time CBS has done this to the daytime TV lineup. Back in July 2025, BTG took a whole week off for 4th of July and aired repeat episodes for 5 days straight. TTPTB at the network are also going to have to play with the schedule to make sure the holiday episodes they filmed don't air too early. Who wants to watch the Dupree family eat Thanksgiving dinner 2 weeks before the actual holiday? If you were concerned about your favorite new daytime TV soap because the episodes are repeats, have no fear. Beyond the Gates is scheduled to return with new episodes on September 8th, 2025.